There is one specific quality that if you happen to learn it, you are going to become the most magnetic, the most attractive, and the most confident woman in a room. It's a quality that a lot of people talk about, but not really a lot of people are good at it. So today I hope that at the end of this video you have enough information to start applying this quality in your life and finally be that best version of yourself. Let's get into it. So maybe a lot of you guess which quality it is, but that quality is emotional control. If you happen to have emotional control, you are going to have confidence. People is not going to be able to read you or manipulate you, and you are going to be able to assess and behave in such a better way. Why? Because the moment that you lead your life by your emotions, you are falling behind. And this is very difficult for women. I get it, as women are emotional human beings. We feel everything so deeply. We have hormones that makes us a little bit crazy. But please, let's not use that as an excuse to don't work in ourselves and don't improve this part in our lives. Because trust me, I really felt like a big change in my character the moment I started implementing more emotional control in my life. And I will be lying if I tell you I'm the most emotionally intelligent person in the world, because that's not true. I have my moments, I have my days, I have my situations, but compared to how I used to be, it's like night and day. And the funny thing is that the woman that I am right now is way more confident than how I used to be. And one of those things that helps me increase my confidence is developing this quality that is emotional intelligence. And it's not going to happen overnight, especially if your brain has been wired to react in a specific way in specific situations for long periods of times. Let's say that you are 25 or you are in your 30s. It is such a long time that your brain has been used to react in a specific way. So create those new neuropaths that are going to react in a very different way. It might take you some time. Unfortunately, it might take you experiences where you are going to be tested, because it's so easy to talk about the information and pretend that we are going to behave and act in a specific way until we are tested. The only way we are going to know if we are really growing is the moments where we are challenged, the moments where we are experiencing difficulties in our lives. That's the only way to really put this skill into practice, into action. So that's why even the hardest challenges, even the hardest moments in our lives, they are always going to be there to teach you something. And that's why you need to embrace them and see the positive in them. So there are a couple of things that you can do to improve your emotional intelligence. Of course, we all know is self-awareness, but practical tips: every time that you are in a situation when you are being tested emotionally, try to remember, every time I react, I give my power away. Every time I react, I give my power away. That phrase is going to help you to keep grounded in yourself. You need to understand that a lot of the times people will text you. A lot of the times people is trying to get a reaction of you. The moment you give them that reaction, that person win. And depending of the context, of course, and the argument, I think it's more smart for you if you help back. I have a situation, for example, this week I was doing my driving test, and while I was driving, the instructor kept telling me like, oh, the speed limit is 100, the speed limit is 100. So I was looking at the speed meter, I don't know how you guys say that, but I kept looking that it was 100. So I start telling him like, look, it's 100, like it's 100. And then he just moved and looked, and he told me like, oh, it's 96. So in my mind, of course, you are nervous, you are doing this test. Basically, he has the power because he can fail you or not. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna keep doing my test. When we finished the test, the guy start giving me this speech about how I have an issue with my speed limit, that I will go under the speed limit. And it was so funny because I used to drive a little bit faster, so I tried to keep it like literally 100. So I was constantly looking at the speed meter, and I knew that I was going to the right speed limit. But this guy was giving me the speech of this and that, probably because we had that argument before. And in that moment, I have the option of still arguing with him about the fact that I was in the right speed limit, or I can hold myself back and assess the situation in a different way and flip the script. So I was like, it's not going to benefit me argue with this guy. So what I started doing was being super attentive to what he was saying to me, and then I started doing questions back. So in that moment, of course, now there was no tension because I was like kind of appreciating his advice and his ideas. And guess what? The instructor passed me. I really felt that if my reaction would be a little bit more challenging or different, there is a big chance that he will fail the test, because I knew how to react in that moment, and I didn't attack him because that's how he would feel attack. I think that that's one of the big reasons why he passed me the test, because the driving was perfect in itself, but we have that little argument about the speed limit. So look the importance of being emotional intelligent. If I let my emotions, if I let my pride, I will argue with him and most likely I will fail. And that happens in so many situations in our lives. It happened with our partners. We enter into arguments that really don't make any sense, and the moment we start getting defensive, that's the moment where we lost the moment we choose to react. And the second thing is that you need to be very aware is that most of the times we don't react because of the situations in itself. We react because of past experience, unfulfilled needs, or expectations. And this was a big game changer for me. Personally, I think that I'm starting to be in a point of my life where I'm able to extract myself some specific situations, so I don't take things so personally. And that's an amazing tip if you want to be more emotional intelligent. Let's take for example that you get extremely upset with your partner when he doesn't text you back, and you are a partner that has been proving you that he's loyal, that he's committed to you, that he's a very reliable man, right? He has been doing all those kind of things, but even you start being super upset when he doesn't text you back. It might be because he's working or because his phone died, any reason. But then you start to thinking in your life, and you have this relationship with this guy a couple years ago, and you found out that he was cheating on you, and he was super to you, but the moment that he didn't text you back, he was cheating on you, and then you find out that later. Now every time someone doesn't text you back, it's not the action in itself, it's what it reminds you of, and you start relating those scenarios, and that's what we call it triggers you. It triggers you. That action, it triggers an old wound, an old feeling on you. And it's very complicated because it's not fair for your partner. He's literally busy working or his phone just died, but then you are overthinking and overreacting and making a big mess out of something that your brain experienced that it was hurtful to it, right? So now you can start seeing that everything in our lives is connected. When something really gets a reaction of you, when really something triggers you, most likely it's because it reminds you of something in the past that it was extremely hurtful to you. And I don't want to diminish your feelings, but what I want want to say to you is create awareness of that, because if you don't create that awareness and if you don't heal those wounds, those triggers are going to still coming into your life, and it can affect all your relationships, and most importantly can affect the relationship with yourself, because you will be constantly on survival mode. A woman that is constantly on survival mode most likely will attract chaotic situations into their lives, even if they don't want those chaotic situations, right? It will disconnect you from your feminine energy, and you are going to feel heavy and stressed all the time, and stress creates disease, and well, that's a life that we don't want to live. So that's why it's so important create this awareness about our emotions. And when you start doing that, you literally start feeling more light. It's like you finally drop the weight off from your shoulders. It's a really nice feeling. You don't take anything personal anymore. And the last thing that you need to do that it might help you to don't be so reactive is understanding that every person is living their own path. Every person has their own perspective. I can have a twin sister raised in the same conditions, and we are going to perceive world in a very different way. Anyone, absolutely anyone is going to perceive the world in the same way as you do. So for example, if someone does something that hurts you, understand that it has nothing to do with you, but it has everything to do with them. Hurt people, and in this way I also release myself of feeling in a specific way. So for example, let's say that I have a really close friend and she takes distance from myself. She stopped talking to me without any reason, and I got so confused and I felt very hurt about that situationship, because I was always for there. Like, why she's so mean to me? Why she did that to me? It's because maybe I didn't reply her back. It's because maybe I did this to her 5 years ago, and we started taking it so personally. It's like a direct attack to our character. The fact that she takes distance from myself is most likely because of something that happens with me. We are wired to believe that the world is circling around us, right? But once you understand that it has nothing to do with you, that maybe she was in a point of her life that she needed to be alone, or that maybe she was trying to do different things, or maybe she got crazy. We don't know, but that's her life. People live different lives. They are in their own paths, and they are trying to do whatever is best for them. If they have trauma, if they have been raised in specific ways, if they have specific kind of behaviors, they are going to hurt people sometimes. And this is not me saying something to try to justify those actions. I'm just saying this to you so you can understand them. And once you understand that, you can actually have more empathy for them, because at the end of the day, let's say that I have that friend and I was like a really good friend, and she takes distance from myself, right? I have empathy for her because maybe she lost someone that really cares about her, because maybe she had this unresolved trauma, maybe because she really wanted to deal with herself alone. I don't know. You have more empathy for people and you don't take things personally. So all those kind of things, I know it's a lot of information, but those kind of things, that information is going to help you to be more emotional intelligent and to learn how to respond instead of react. So every time that you are in a difficult situation, try to remember first, every time I react, I give my power away. The second thing, understand that a lot of the times your emotions are rooted just in past experiences, in your own unfulfilled needs, and in your own expectations. So you learn how to control your emotions, because a lot of the times it's not the situation in itself, is what it reminds you of. And the last thing is stop taking things personally, because every person is living their own path. And if someone hurts you, trust me, most of the time they don't intend them to hurt you. And by this, I'm not saying like you can go and forgive them and allow everyone to do with you whatever you want, not, but be empathetic and don't take it personal. I think that's, don't take it personal. Don't question your self-worth, don't question your value, don't question your actions. Just understand that for more than you try, you will never be able to have control over others' emotions and feelings and actions. So that's all the video for today. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Trust me, the moment you master this quality that is going to take you time and self-awareness, your life is going to feel way lighter and at peace and nice and joyful. But the only downfall of this is that in order for you to master that quality, you need to be faced with situations that are going to test you. So that's all the video for today. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. If you have any thoughts, perspective, opinions about this topic, I would love to hear them. And don't forget to subscribe if you like this kind of content. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.